Yesterday, I got home after a long day of slaving away for some tech company in exchange for the crumbs my boss so generously drops into my account at the end of each month. And like every good office drone, the first thing I did after getting home was open my phone for a good old session of doom scrolling. That's when I was bombarded with an endless barrage of TikToks and YouTube shorts featuring some guy lounging on a beach, coconut in one hand, laptop in the other, bragging about how he made $10,000 last month freelancing. It all looked so simple, so glamorous. But here's the question: is that really the freelancer life, or just a highlight reel made for clout? Because while the dream of freedom and working on your own terms is real, the harsh truths that come with it often get skipped over. So let's break it down. Oh, but before we start, it looks like almost 85% of you are not subscribed. So how about you hit that subscribe button to become a fellow codehead? Enough begging. Back to the video. At its core, freelancing is pretty straightforward. You're working for yourself, usually taking on projects from different clients instead of being tied to one employer. One week, you'd be designing a startup's website, and the next week, you're debugging some stranger's WordPress site at 2 in the morning because they forgot their password and now their site has mysteriously vanished. It's not the same as remote work, where you're technically employed but just happen to work from home. Freelancing means you are the business, for better or worse. Now, let's talk about the shiny parts of freelancing, the reasons people romanticize it in the first place. The biggest one is freedom. Obviously, you don't have a boss breathing down your neck or telling you to show up at 9 sharp. You can set your own hours, choose your own projects, and even decide where you want to work from. Maybe that's a cafe in Lisbon, maybe it's your mom's basement, no judgment. And if you're good at what you do, freelancing can actually pay more than a traditional 9 to 5 because you're not locked into a fixed salary. Instead, you can juggle multiple clients and stack projects in ways that let you scale your income. Plus, you get exposure to different industries and skills, which keeps the work interesting instead of repetitive. But of course, every perk comes with a catch. Freelancing isn't all smooth sailing. It's unstable. One month, you're flush with projects and clients, and the next you're staring at your inbox, refreshing every 10 minutes, wondering if your career has ended overnight. There's no guaranteed paycheck, no paid vacation, and definitely no health benefits or retirement plans unless you set those up yourself. And while freedom sounds nice, it also means you wear every hat. You're the boss, the HR department, the accountant, and the marketing team. Oh, and freelancing can get lonely. There's no water cooler talk or coworkers to vent to, just you and the occasional existential crisis at your desk. So, what does it actually take to succeed at this game? Discipline, for one. Nobody is going to tell you to wake up and get to work. So if you're not self-motivated, you'll sink fast. You also need to learn how to sell yourself, because freelancing is 30% skill, 10% luck, 40% marketing, 5% pleasure, 15% concentrated power of will, and 100% reason to pay your bills this month. So, building a strong portfolio and reputation is essential, since clients want proof before they trust you with their money. On top of that, you've got to be financially literate, meaning you understand how to invoice, budget for dry months, and unfortunately deal with taxes. Yes, freelancing means you'll spend a shocking amount of time Googling tax laws instead of coding or designing. That raises the question, who is freelancing really for? It's perfect if you're a self-starter, adaptable, and willing to handle uncertainty. If you thrive on independence and can manage juggling multiple clients without losing your mind, freelancing might be a dream come true. But if you crave stability, love having a clear career ladder, or break into a sweat at the thought of sending cold emails, freelancing is going to feel more like a nightmare. So, should you become a freelancer? Honestly, it depends. It's not just sipping coconuts in Bali while money pours into your account, but it's not all doom and gloom either. If you're ready to take full responsibility for your work, your income, and your growth, freelancing can be one of the most rewarding ways to build a career. And the best way to get clients, if you are a freelancer, is showing off cool projects that prove you know your stuff. And the easiest way to build those kinds of projects? That's where today's sponsor, Code Crafters, comes in. Their platform gives you access to unique projects that will help you stand out from the competition without the clown shoes and nose. Want to build an HTTP or DNS server from scratch? Check. Hell, you can even craft your own version of Git. All while others are still struggling to center that annoying div in their to-do app. You can start some projects free of charge, and if you use my link in the description, you can get yourself a whopping 40% off, so hurry up. This was Codehead with yet another tech rant. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe. Lights out.